Lately, the Chinese Communist Party, or CCP, has been experiencing more and more bizarre phenomena. Xi Jinping, the CCP leader, has recently been embroiled in rumors of ill health. On January 29, 2024, he appeared publicly but was visibly unsteady on his feet. And on the same day, there was a massive explosion in Shanghai. We suspect that there may be a connection between these two events. Let's start with the rumors of Xi Jinping's cancer. China's central TV station CCTV reported on January 30th that the Central Military Commission of the CCP held a spring festival performance in Beijing on January 29th to greet the veteran cadres of the military forces stationed in Beijing. News footage showed Xi full of smiles but walking unsteadily. Rumors of Xi Jinping's poor health have been rife recently. On January 24, 2024, a post about Xi Jinping's pancreatic cancer went viral on the X platform. One of the photos used to support the rumors was a photo of Xi attending a funeral ceremony on January 17th. He appeared gaunt and thin at the time. The netizen who posted the news described himself as a top medical graduate currently working as a nurse at a top-tier hospital in Beijing. He was told by one of his close classmates that Xi Jinping had visited the 301 hospital for a CT scan because he had recently lost weight and was found to have a shadow on his pancreas. It's possible that he may have pancreatic cancer. The tipster also emphasized that Xi Jinping hadn't been seen in public for 7 days and had lost weight, so he asked everyone to watch out for the situation. Coincidentally, Xi seemed to have heard his call. On the same night, China's official media released news that Xi Jinping had met with the president of Uzbekistan and 2 other state leaders in person. In the footage, it looked as though Xi lost a lot of weight and didn't look well. The footage of him was short, focusing more on the guests, which was unusual. Xi disappeared from the public eye on January 17th and didn't appear again until the 24th. It was the same day when he was rumored to suffer from cancer. Xi's health has been an ongoing concern for the media. In late 2021, it was revealed that Xi was rushed to the hospital for treatment for a brain hemorrhage. Let's look at the coverage from May 2022. On May 14th, the British newspapers The Sun and the Daily Mail revealed that Chinese President Xi Jinping, 68, was suspected of having a brain aneurysm, a fatal disease. After being rushed to the hospital, Xi wanted to be treated with traditional Chinese medicine rather than undergo major surgery. Sources, which the 2 media reports are based on, are from India-based Asia News International, or ANI, which reported on May 10th that Xi Jinping had a brain aneurysm in late 2021. The health of its leaders has always been a top secret of the CCP regime. It is unclear who originally broke the news. In fact, in late December 2020, the news went viral on Twitter that Xi had undergone surgery for a brain aneurysm and was in critical condition. It was also said that a special national crisis office had been set up before Xi was admitted because of the significance of the incident. The earliest source of such information was allegedly an Argentinian account. Previously, Xi had at least 4 public episodes of physical abnormalities. One of the earlier ones is when Xi visited France on March 25, 2019. A video shows Xi and French President Macron parading an honor guard. Xi was swaying on both sides with unbalanced steps. One observer said that Xi seemed unable to move his legs. A more recent incident took place on December 15, 2021, when Xi held a video meeting with Russian President Vladimir Putin in Beijing. According to Reuters, a video released by the Russian side accidentally shows Xi coughing 3 times in a row. However, the program broadcast by China's Central Television, CCTV, the official Chinese media, didn't include this segment. On May 18, 2023, a well-known commentator in the overseas Chinese community broke the news that he had received exclusive information from China that Xi Jinping was not only suffering from a brain tumor, but also from stage 3 pancreatic cancer.
这个是独家爆料，因为我接到了独家的消息来源，经过考证之后比较靠谱，或者说相当靠谱。那么是有关习近平。这个消息显示，习近平气病交加，现在卧病在床，在过去7天呢 卧病在床，而且在过去48到72小时，他的病情加剧了。并现在我们知道，本来知道他有这个脑动脉瘤，说他是得了脑动脉瘤，但是他剧烈动手术，迷信中医，但是现在最新的消息显示，还最新发现他有这个胰腺癌，而且胰腺癌3期。胰腺癌这种病呢来得很凶猛，一般来说都很难早期发现，一发现呢就是第3期、第4期。原先那个政治局常委江派政治局黄菊呢是发现就第4期，2个月之后就走人了。这个第3期呢离第4期很近，发展很快。通常来说，胰腺癌发现之后说这个生命期一般只有4个月。那么就算说有一些突破，由于医学的发达，有一些突破，说胰腺癌有的是最多生命力生命能保持5年。那么习近平是不是用他的第3个连任来这个跟他的胰腺癌5年做斗争呢？这个可能性很小。
The information given by those in the know at the time mentioned pancreatic cancer, which happened to coincide with the information given by the Beijing nurse. So, this is probably not an empty rumor. We can see that in recent years Xi's head tends to tilt to one side, and often sway slightly and involuntarily. This was the scene of Xi Jinping's meeting with foreign leaders on January 10th, 2024.
中国人民解放军仪仗队。
A week later, it seems that Xi lost weight rapidly and looked emaciated. This was how he looked on January 16th, 2024, when he attended a financial conference. In addition, 2 months ago, Craig Hamilton Parker, a well-known British prophet, said in his prophecy for year 2024 that he saw Xi Jinping getting sick and in serious condition.
But I also saw a revolution ultimately in China. This is something that I've spoken about. These would be based upon these ideas originally put forward by Sun Yat-sen years ago, who has also come through Jane, my wife, and spoken through her. So some of this information has come directly from the spirit, as it were, and that there will ultimately be a democracy in China. His ideas will be taken on board, and I've often predicted as well and said that eventually China will see the end of the CCP and will break up into smaller countries again, cantons, I suppose, but independent, such as Tibet becoming independent, Hong Kong becoming independent, and working much the way as Europe does work today, as a confederation of countries who are friendly to one another.
Hamilton Parker also predicted that Xi's illness would probably lead to his downfall, and that in the meantime his political opponents would enter through the back door to seize power or even try to kill him. But Hamilton Parker also stressed that China's democratization might take place in 2024.
Xi Jinping, ill. Something's happening with him, but it's being covered up. He's got a serious illness, but it's being covered up. Ultimately, further ahead, I've mentioned it before, a second revolution in China. All the things that I'm talking about are all pending towards the ultimate second revolution in China. Xi Jinping's illness, I feel, will have something to do with this. A breakup of the Chinese Communist Party, divisions within the Chinese Communist Party itself that could ultimately lead to the sort of unrest that could bring them down. So there's a cover-up. There's a big cover-up. He survives. I don't see him dying, but he survives, but there's a cover-up going on.
He said that there would be a massive crash in the Chinese real estate market and that the Chinese economy would be in decline and affect the world economy. Hamilton Parker saw very difficult times ahead for the economies of all nations. In particular, there would be many revelations of political corruption related to China, involving bribery in Europe, Canada, Australia, Africa, and elsewhere. To suggest that Xi suffers from pancreatic cancer because he has recently lost weight seems like a weak claim with insufficient evidence. We can't rule out the possibility that this could be a public opinion war launched by his political opponents within the CCP. However, on the other hand, the chance that Xi Jinping is seriously ill is very high. Xi said that when he was a youth, he carried 200 caddies of wheat for 5 kilometers without changing shoulders, and he was in excellent health. That's why 200 caddies have become a nickname for Xi Jinping on the Chinese web. We previously reported that Wang Gong, a famous food blogger in mainland China, had to publicly apologize for a tutorial video on egg fried rice after being attacked by Little Pinks. Little Pink refers to people who are fervently patriotic or love the Chinese Communist Party with zest. After that, Wang Gong stopped updating his videos completely. Why? Because he accidentally violated China's online taboo again. On December 19, 2023, Wang and his relatives slaughtered a big fat pig. The two men stood in front of a table with fresh pork piled on it. The caption of the video reads, "We killed a 200 caddy big fat pig." This chef probably didn't even know what 200 caddies referred to. What Xi is carrying on his shoulders today is not 200 caddies of wheat, but all the problems left behind by those eras of Mao Zedong, Deng Xiaoping, and Jiang Zemin, as well as all the problems and evils accumulated over the past 11 years of his reign. No matter how tough Xi tries to be, he cannot handle the evils laid down by the CCP over the past 70 years. In particular, during the struggle between Xi's faction and former party leader Jiang Zemin's faction, Xi was victorious. But to protect the CCP as a political party, he didn't dare to expose the sins of Jiang Zemin, including the massive organ harvesting and killing of Falun Gong adherents. It set the stage for the massive practice of organ transplants and trading in China, which has since affected many average Chinese. Having stabilized his power, Xi thought he secured his power through the red system of the CCP. Soon, he ended up taking over all the major bad deeds committed by the Jiang faction. Xi's health problems should have been expected. Although he tries every possible means to prevent a coup, mutiny, and assassination, Xi has made too many enemies and it's become difficult to prevent them all. For example, on October 25, 2023, China's State Council announced the holiday schedule for the year 2024. There would be no holiday on Chinese New Year's Eve. It has aroused the public shock and anger. Many people speculate that the reason for no holiday may be that the Chinese pronunciation of New Year's Eve or Chuxi sounds the same as eliminating Xi, Chuxi. Following 3 years of Xi's zero-COVID policy, not only has the virus not been eliminated, but it has also infected and killed countless people. Till today, the virus has been lingering in mainland China. At present, the epidemic has reached its peak. From Beijing to the rest of the country, hospitals are overcrowded, and more people are dying. Xi's control of the financial sector has caused the stock market to fall below 2,800 points. Xi's control of Hong Kong has caused the former world's third largest financial center to become the world's financial center relics in just 4 years. In Taiwan, the result of the general election was completely opposite to Xi's expectation. Xi put extreme pressure on Taiwan, but more than 1,400 dignitaries from more than 100 countries all over the world congratulated Taiwan on its general election. With Xi in charge of diplomacy, the CCP has made more and more enemies in the international arena and is becoming increasingly isolated. Let's take a look at this viral scene online. Xi visited Vietnam, and when he bowed down to propose a toast to the General Secretary of the Communist Party of Vietnam, the secretary didn't get up to reciprocate, but sat down in his seat, clinked his glass with Xi, and then turned around to talk to people next to him. The absent-minded treatment has been very humiliating for Xi. Xi's nerves are not only on edge at home every day, but also in the world, where he hopes to win respect, but instead receives criticism from all over the world. Let's imagine what Xi Jinping would do next if he were seriously ill. On the one hand, if Xi is seriously ill, his political rivals within the CCP will surely know about it, which will probably prompt the anti-Xi faction to take advantage of his illness and act. In that case, it's very likely to lead to more intense political struggles within the CCP, such as a coup, assassination, and so on. On the other hand, because of his serious illness, Xi might feel that his time is limited and become impatient in his political decisions. For example, he might rush to make a name for himself, thus making misjudgments or wrong decisions. In order to build up his victory, cover up his illness, or hide the CCP's internal struggles. He might initiate a sudden military conflict to divert public attention and redirect the focus of attention at home and abroad. Then war may come to the Taiwan Strait or perhaps the South China Sea with the Philippines, or clashes with Japan in the waters of the Diaoyu Islands. Now China and the Philippines are locked in a heated exchange over sovereignty in the South China Sea, so it's easy for things to get out of hand. Now let's look at the massive explosion in Shanghai on January 29, 2024. At around 7:24 p.m. on January 29th, a loud bang was heard in the Songjiang district of Shanghai. Local netizens shared surveillance videos that showed the entire surveillance picture shaking with the loud explosion. Netizens from other districts also said they heard an explosion. No close-up video or photos of the scene were seen online, but there were photos of a suspected fire from a distance, which may have been a fire triggered by the explosion. The term Shanghai Songjiang then became a trending topic on China's social media platform Weibo. Someone also shared a report on the emergency mass casualty situation issued by an internal group of Songjiang Central Hospital. It showed that at around 7:30 p.m. on January 29th, the Land Space Lab in Shanghai exploded. 3 men were injured, 1 in the hand and 2 in the head. Photos were also shared of the suspected lab staff being treated at the hospital. Surely, some netizens questioned that such a big explosion should have more injuries than just a few people. When online rumors were all over the place, Landspace stepped in to dispel the rumors. Landspace said that an online rumored explosion in its research center in Shanghai was caused by a normal experiment at its rocket fuel storage tank, and 3 workers on site were slightly scratched with no serious injuries reported. It noted that the blast was caused by a low-temperature static blasting experiment targeting the fuel storage tank of its private rocket, being conducted by the company's research team. The local emergency bureau also responded to the rumors saying that there was no explosion in the district, and the district government will give a unified explanation. As of press time, however, the authorities haven't provided any explanation. Underneath the Chinese media's reprints of these official statements, a reader left a comment. It read, "Have we reached the point of telling lies with our eyes wide open now?" Both Landspace and the Shanghai Songjiang district authorities are downplaying the explosion. However, judging from the messages from netizens as well as the surveillance footage, the explosion was powerful. Some netizens said, "The windows almost shattered," while others said, "The whole house shook." Someone also asked, "What the hell is going on? The shock wave was so strong, it was so loud that the children were scared and cried." According to public information, Landspace, founded in 2015, is the first private launch vehicle enterprise in China. It develops a series of medium and large-sized launch vehicles using liquid oxygen methane as a propellant. Note this statement about private enterprises is suspicious. In China, the development of rockets belongs to the military-industrial system. It's highly unlikely that the CCP would allow private companies to research rockets. The CCP's top officials are very strict about any sort of weapons. Even the purchase of kitchen knives in the private sector requires the use of real names. So, if private space launch companies exist, aren't these senior officials afraid of being taken out by rockets? The fact that the development of rocketry, a highly sophisticated technology, is cloaked as a private company may have something to do with the technology ban from the US. Just as Huawei is actually controlled by the CCP's military and others, Landspace is only a private company on paper. Related to this explosion, on the same day, January 29th, the Chinese People's Political Consultative Conference, CPPCC, had just revoked the membership of one member called Wang Xiaojuan. According to his public resume, Wang is a renowned aerospace rocket expert who has served as Commander-in-Chief of the Long March 7 launch vehicle, and as Director of the China Academy of Launch Vehicle Technology. The China Academy of Launch Vehicle Technology is China's oldest and largest base for the development, testing, and production of missile weapons and launch vehicles. Could there be a connection between the CCP's announcement of his treatment on the day and the explosion at Shanghai at night? The official media didn't disclose the details of why Wang Xiaojuan was disqualified from the CPPCC in its report. It's analyzed that it should be closely related to the scandals that have been erupting since 2023 involving senior generals of the rocket force. In December 2023, China's National People's Congress (NPC) removed 9 senior generals from the NPC in one day. Of the 9, at least 5 were from the rocket force. Land space also belongs to the rocket system. Is there any connection between the explosion at Land Space's base and the collective fall of the rocket force? If the land space explosion is related to the rocket force dossier, what does this mean? Is someone trying to warn Xi Jinping? Outsiders have noticed that the CCP has recently rolled out a few major measures to save the economy. They came out of nowhere. It's difficult to have this many major policy tweaks ready in a short period of time. They were rolled out at the same time with almost a 180-degree change. It shows that the CCP had prepared them beforehand and was just waiting for the final say. It can be seen that the struggle between the two lines within the CCP is quite intense. If several major policies were launched at the same time, it suggests that the internal struggle within the party might have found a direction. That is, the CCP is applying an emergency brake on the major political regression that Xi has been carrying out for 10 years. This is not good news for Xi, as it indicates that the entire party recognizes that Xi's domestic and foreign policy decisions have been a total failure in the decades since he came to power. Taken together with the information about Xi's health problems, it seems that year 2024 will be a very turbulent year for China. Many of the conflicts and world disruptions that lie ahead are likely to be linked to Xi Jinping. These disruptions will probably lead the CCP step by step to the end of its fall and will lead China to a new life of freedom and democracy.
No justice! No peace! No peace! No freedom! No freedom! No justice! No peace! No peace! No freedom! No freedom! No justice! No peace! No peace! No freedom! No freedom!